Hey, it's Larry with the Divine Speaks website. Today we're going to talk about how does God awaken us? And that's a really simple answer. God awakens us through everything. There are no exceptions, because if you want to make an exception, if you think that this person talking to you is giving you information that helps you, but this encounter's not, or you think that you have, something happens, a bird flies across your car, or whatever happens in your life, and you try and separate that, you're seeing through eyes of separation, not through unity. God is all. God is everything there is. So He is we're in communion with Him, and He is talking to us and trying to awaken us every single moment of our existence. Everything that we do, every encounter we have, every relationship, every business, every project, every dream, every animal that comes across our path, everything we read, everything we think, there's nothing that's outside of God. So it's all meant to awaken us if we can only see it in that way. And once we start to see it in that way, then amazing things happen, because we really start to learn a lot about ourselves when we're looking for all the ways that God is trying to talk to us. So be on the lookout for every type of relationship. Obviously, a relationship is one of the primary ways that God teaches us things. Unfortunately, many people get into a relationship and they've chosen to be in this relationship at a spirit level. The other person has chosen to be in this relationship at a spirit level, and you've come together to learn things from each other. But many people get in that relationship and they resist that, and they don't want to learn from that person, and they run. And that's why we have such a high divorce rate, instead of sticking in and trying to grow. Each of you grow individually and together. And that's why some people go from the same type of relationship, meeting the same type of man who maybe verbally abuses them every time, because they're not learning what they're supposed to be doing, and God's having to bring in another person for you to get that lesson. So when you're repeating something a lot of times, when you have the same pattern happening a lot of times, notice that. I mean, you don't want to keep beating your head against the wall. When you beat your head against the wall, it gets bloody. So you don't want to keep repeating the same thing. You want to learn from your mistakes, learn from things, and grow from that. And then the end result is going to be basically getting out of a prison cell that you're living in and coming into the joy and love and peace and abundance of God, because that's what He wants for you. He wants to give you that kingdom. So look at your relationships, look at your things that happen in your dreams. Think of even the most minor of encounters. Take a look at those, because that is always God. It's always God meeting God, and there's always something to be gleaned from that. Even if that person just gives you a smile, then that's all that you need to make it a holy relationship. So take a look at what's happening in your dreams, what's happening in your most minor encounters, what's happening in your major relationships with your significant other, what's happening with animals that come across your path, because all animals have a certain meaning in life. The Native Americans understood that very well, and there's books on that. So take a look at all these things, and you bring that into yourself, and know what God is trying to show you. Sometimes you don't know immediately, but other times you do know. And eventually, if you ask and you want to know and you're willing to hear, he will show you what He's trying to tell you. Now, you may not like it, but it's always in your highest good, because He knows your highest good and you don't know your highest good. So be on the lookout for everything that's happening and everything you're doing. Also recognize that if you have a business or a project or anything that is helping the world, then that is something that is always going to be secondary to what your personal growth is. So that it may be a very important vehicle for the world, but it's not. It doesn't take the place of what is your own personal growth, because that business or that project is the vehicle for your own growth. That's what it is primarily. So we are here first and foremost to evolve everything that we're given, the projects, businesses, relationships, all of these are just vehicles for us to evolve.